video today, I want to talk about the number one way to improve the results in your small business. Now, hopefully you've all heard the phrase that turnover is vanity and profit is sanity. The truth of the matter, though, is that they are both very interlinked. And the level of turnover that you're achieving in your business will determine the margin that you're obtaining, and it will determine your bottom line. So it's important to focus on turnover and to have a proper sales strategy in place for your business and to be able to generate revenue on a recurring basis. Now, when we talk about turnover or sales, it's basically down to quantity times price. So the number one way that you can actually and easily generate better results in your small business is to look at your pricing techniques. Look at your pricing levels and the systems you have in place that determine the price that you're getting from your customers. This is something we've worked on a lot over the last 4 or 5 years ourselves as a business at Cloud 360 Accounting, and it's something we work on a regular basis, on an ongoing basis for ourselves, and something we help our clients with as well. Just to highlight what a pricing strategy conversation needs to look like, let's look at an example of two different types of businesses. So let's say someone has a transit van and they need some repairs done. They've heard a lot of clanks and banging and scratching and some warning lights coming on, so they know there's a lot of things need done to the van to keep it on the road. Let's say the person in this van is running some kind of business of their own, maybe a courier business, and they need to keep the van on the road as long as they can. Or indeed they may have a fleet of vans that they have in a similar situation. So knowing that they need some work done, they're planning to spend probably £1,500, something like that. And they go to two different garages or mechanics to get the work done. Before they hire one of them, they go to the first one. So option A is a transit specialist. That mechanic gives them an initial assessment offer, full report on all the ins and outs of all the things that are going wrong in their van, gives them a bespoke quotation for exactly what they need, and tells them they will have a free 6-month checkup after the work's done to make sure it's maintained and it's roadworthy. Price comes in at £1,800, so slightly above what you were budgeting. Second mechanic is someone who is operating from their home, one-man band type operation, and says that they'll fix this up with no problem whatsoever, doesn't offer a quotation. So you ask for a quotation and you're told it's going to be £500 or £600, and you're thinking, brilliant, I'm going to save nearly £1,000 if I go for option B. But that's as much as you get. Nothing else in relation to the communication. So which of these businesses in terms of their pricing strategies is getting it right? In the situation you've got here, you've got a customer with a budget of £1,500 who maybe in their mind is thinking that the first option is now £300 more, even slightly above their budget, might be a bit of a critical factor for them making their decision. But that customer probably is also thinking that option B is very cheap, possibly too cheap. So it's creating a fear that there's substandard parts, maybe some shortcutting going to be done, and also the fear that this mightn't last a long time and I'll probably have to get this done again. The level of communication, the consistency of the communication, even the documentation that's been put in place is quite clear in option A, and it's absolutely absent in option B. In terms of those two options, the customer is going to make a decision, and different customers will pick different options for different reasons. Some may say the other one, option A, is slightly above their budget and they won't go for it. Some people will say it's just above my budget but I can see the value, so I'm going to go for it. Some people will just go for option B because they want to save loads of money but they know they're going to spend again and they're happy with that. But from a purely business perspective, which of those two businesses do you think is making more money? We know it's option A. And it's not because of the pricing level they've set on its own. It's the strategy that they have in implementing that price. It's the initial assessment that's offered. It's a written report on the issues that are sitting with the vehicle. It's the offer of a free assessment, even though as a customer you know it's not really a free assessment, it's probably built into the price. But I can guarantee business A, the more expensive specialised transit mechanic, is definitely making more money than business B. So this is, I think, what small business owners need to think about. And it's also determined by how much they want to make and generate from their business on an ongoing basis to suit the lifestyle that they want. That is often the starting point in a pricing strategy conversation for us and for a client, is looking at the life situation. Let's look at where your business is currently at, how much you're currently able to take home from the business after you've paid your taxes, how much you really want to be taking home to give you the lifestyle that you're trying to create for yourself and for your family. because then it's a matter of working back and looking at your current pricing strategy, your current pricing levels, and talking through the techniques that you can implement into your small business to make that happen and make it work. If this is something that sounds familiar and something you feel you're struggling with, please get in touch with us. It's something we'd be delighted to help you with.